Yo, this your boy David E, aka David L. Patron, and I want to welcome you guys to Is Up From Here. And today I got my good friend here with me today. His name is Lucky Johnson. Lucky, can you kind of give him an insight on who you are and exactly what you do, my brother?
For sure, man. Lucky Johnson, I'm an actor, entrepreneur, philanthropist. We're doing a lot of stuff in the community in New Orleans as far as acting and helping young people, get into TV, film, and theater. Also, just helping the community. Like when we have a disaster or something, I'm right there, hands on deck, making sure the people are taken care of with different essentials that they need during the storm and things like that. But yeah, man, for the most part, just an entrepreneur, businessman. Been doing it a long time.
Okay, man, that's beautiful, bro. I mean, I've been watching you for a long time, since I was a young man, and I'm super happy for you, man. And I was happy to be at your premiere the other day, man. So we're gonna talk about that. How has your background in real estate, because we're going to talk about real estate first. How has your background in real estate influenced the approach of business, and what kind of advice would you give a young entrepreneur?
Being in real estate was important because it allowed me to take my money from other avenues that I had and flood it into real estate, because people are going to always need somewhere to live.
Exactly.
So we go through a lot of things and as a society and as a culture where certain necessities are very important and essential, like food, gas, water for the body, and somewhere to live. So I thought it was imperative to me to just keep purchasing properties, rent them out, preferably Section 8. I don't mind cash rentals, but you don't have to worry about your money.
Right. Yeah, a lot of my friends definitely tell me that they kind of specialize in doing in a Section 8 thing. Me, I'm a little bit different. I kind of specialize in flipping.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to eventually kind of transform over to holding and buying, man. So I did a lot of flips in my day. But can you share the inspiration behind your new documentary and what you working with Tyler Perry, and what's the message of the story that you guys are trying to get out to the people?
To be inspired, to be motivated, to never give up. The Tyler Perry documentary is titled Maxine's Baby, which is his mom.
Okay.
And the kid in Tyler has always been, unfortunately, not able to be relinquished, just like Michael Jackson in his day. They weren't able to enjoy their young youth adult life.
Right.
So as an adult, they travel back into that era or that time frame, which they could never get back. But for his mom to have been able to see him transition from homelessness, from poverty, from broke, and she saw the transition piling every other year. So before she died, she knew he was safe and he was in good hands with God, and God had him, and he was in a good space. You know what I mean? So we were inspired to. They've been working on it 10 years. I was working on it 4.
Okay.
And when I got a hold of it and started narrating it, I carried the documentary. I was able to travel with it to use the next clip or the B-roll or the stock footage from way back in the 80s when he was at Greater St. Stephen Uptown, Bob Martin. They was able to take that footage and link it with what I was saying, because I remember so much stuff. And the only reason they was working on it 10 years, they didn't know what direction to go in with it. So he wouldn't have green lighted it if it was corny. But then when I got a hold of it, I just popped it off.
Right, because you were like right in front of it. I mean, you and Tyler Perry, like, I know y'all are close relations. Can you kind of give them an insight on, how are you guys related and connected together?
My mom and his mom are sisters.
Okay.
So my mom is Jerry, which we get the character Mardell from.
Okay.
And his mom and Maxine, they're sisters. And so she died a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
But so we're first cousins. We lived around the corner from them. We lived on Barone. We lived on 6th Street. We grew up together. Now he's like 5-6 years older than me. Or my big brother figure, or my big cousin figure, or my mentorship figure. Growing up, even in our adult phase, him doing plays and movies, he shared with me, his formula. He was like, I'm doing plays. Look at my lights, look at my colors, look at my sound, look at my transitions. And he was, don't call them gospel plays. Don't do this, don't do this. And I was picking up what he was putting down.
Right.
And the same thing when he shoot, it's like we call it a guerrilla shoot, pick up and shoot type style. Like Hollywood is more meticulous. When you guys look at the documentary, or if you haven't, he'll say a part where he said they were trying to sit there and they're twiddling their thumbs like, where should we put up the next wires? No, you wasting and burning money.
Right, you wasting time. I need you to work.
Hit the button.
Right.
Yeah, you know, once it's lit, there's no more thinking about it.
Right. Yeah, that's a great concept and a great mind frame to have, especially in business. And y'all, today I brought Lucky because, you know, it seemed like to me the movie business is similar to the real estate business. And when I saw that documentary, I whispered to my wife, I said, hey, Tyler Perry turning the movie business into real estate. That's what I got the concept out of. I was like, man, that man, he a different level of smart.
Think about his year, the one they have now in Fort McPherson is real estate.
Right.
And before that, Greenbrier, real estate. You know the movie, the McDonald's movie, when the guy took the McDonald's franchise?
Yeah, the Ray Kroc movie, yeah.
He said, buy the land, build the McDonald's on the land, charge the franchisees a fee for the land. It's real estate.
Yeah.
So movies is real estate because the estate is real, it's tangible. So it's like a moving house that's on a live stream, if you will. But you would constantly get the passive income from it. So it's the same concept.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful, man. So in your experience working with Tyler Perry on the project, what valuable lessons and insights did you gain about the filming industry?
Basically, don't waste no time. You know, don't overspend. He would take $5 million and make $50 million. And one would say, oh man, he's tight, he don't want to pay the people. Why you don't have this person in the movie? Because if I pay you $10 million, Dwayne Johnson, I could take $5 million, hire some people that I could give a name to, and make 50.
Right.
So if you pay attention to his movies, he never had the Denzel Washingtons or the Mark Wahlbergs or the big high A-list name rank people because he had an ingrown audience already that he built.
Right.
So if he said go watch the movie, they didn't care who was in the movie. And them early on people, nobody knew them.
True.
He created them.
True.
Even today, he's creating a lot of stars, like Ice Cube would do, Cat Williams, and Terrence,
Mike Epps.
You know, exactly, and all them guys. Them guys was when you was to hit a Ice Cube movie. Next thing you know, you see them guys all over the place. Chris Tucker, you know what I'm saying, from Friday. You just go to seeing them guys all over the place, man.
Yeah, man, that's definitely true, man. So, transitioning into the movie business, right? Super-ish. Let's talk about Super-ish. What sets it apart from other films, and what genre are you guys trying to capture?
So that's more of a rated R movie. It's about a new strain of weed called Zy or Super-ish.
Okay.
And it was really cool because Callie Oval wrote the movie and produced it. 2K Films directed it. And I consulted on them just so they could have a really nice project. You know, it was shot well and it was really good. It carried well. The ending should have ended with "to be continued" and it didn't.
Okay.
I talked to Val the other day and he was like, "Yeah, man, you know they submitted the wrong movie, which is the right movie but the wrong one because it said to be continued." So for Callie Oval, I was happy and excited for him, and then we had so many other people in the movie from New Orleans who got their first start or who've been in something before. But this business is $1 billion business.
Right.
If you take it serious and really put your craft out there and stay at it, you can reap the benefits from it. So Super-ish was his idea. It's a great movie. Glad to be a part of it. And they're gonna do a part 2 or a series.
Okay.
Because the way it ended like, what's going on? You know what I mean? It ended. It just ended. It can't just end. You gotta have you gotta have some type of substance or narrative or a conclusion, if you will, for it to end.
I mean, and this is my personal opinion, I've been watching a lot of these new Marvel movies, and some of them just ending. And you be confused, like, dang, they gonna come out with a part 2 of that, a new series of that? Like take Loki. Like I'm a big Marvel fan, and I seen the Loki series, and then it just like ended.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, is Loki over with?
Right.
Are we gonna get another Loki?
Definitely get another Loki.
Yeah, we definitely need another Loki, man. Yeah. So how do you balance your career in the entertainment industry with being committed to the community?
So the industry can be demanding, but it also you'll find you have a lot of downtime sometimes.
Okay.
So the industry for me, Hollywood wise, when they come calling, I'm ready to go. You know, I got my bag packed and I'm gone, right?
Right.
But when the community is calling and I have to go to work in order for me to be some type of service or benefit to the community, I have to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I balance it accordingly because first God's will allowed me to be healthy in the right frame, mind, and body to go to work.
Right.
You know, and so when we think about community, we think about at-risk youth, teen pregnancy, and bullying, and gang violence, and carjacking, or homelessness, or disabled veterans, whatever the case in whatever capacity I'm working in. Amazingly enough, God always see fit to make it work. You know, all right, you're off for a month, lucky. Boom, help these people over here do something.
Right.
You know, all right, you're going to work for 6 months, lucky. Now let that work on autopilot. Put somebody in place to run it. That makes sense.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense, brother. And I kind of be on the same kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? I like to do a lot of community outreach, you know, that's why I become a part of certain groups, you know, so we could kind of clean up the community and reach out to the people, feed the homeless, you know, because all that to me, that definitely matters. And especially coming from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? Because we ain't come up in the best environments, you know, when we speak about that, bro. And, you know, people like me and you, we got the luxury of being able to get out of that type of situation, you know, and move over here to the island. Yeah, that's what I call it out here.
Yeah, it's island. Water everywhere.
Water everywhere. We got to come to the island, bro. So, look, in the content of real estate, right? How do you see intersection between business success and the movie success? Like, how do you see that?
Yeah, say that again.
In the content of real estate, right? How do you see that kind of, so basically, how do you compare that, you know, to being in the movie business?
The comparison is really, really similar.
Okay.
It's all right because you still have to go and find the right property per se.
Okay.
In the movie, you'll find the right property. You will want to find the right marriage with what bank you're going to be getting the loan or the lending from.
Okay. Same concept.
You know? Then you're going to want to rehab, renovate, or shoot the project. Same concept. You know. And then it still has to build. It still takes a month, 2 months to renovate, rehab a house, or shoot a movie.
Okay.
And then in the post-production, which is the editing phase, will be in real estate where you're trying to sell the property. So now it's up on the market. And that will be in post-production for film. So it coincides with each other, similar, the same almost, you know what I mean? Just a different particular item, but the same concept.
So you just said something that kind of caught my attention, and I never thought about it like that, the banking side of things. So there's a thing in the movie industry as well as real estate, because I didn't know that, where you guys actually go out to the bank to get these monies and they finance these movies that we're talking about.
Yeah, so it's always it's a financial person, it's a financing banker, it's a attorney, entertainment lawyer, it could be a ghost investor, it could be an angel investor.
Okay.
It could be just a millionaire, billionaire person. A lot of people have money sitting there, and that's not good. So instead of allowing it to sit in the bank, not appreciation. It's not depreciated, but it's not appreciated.
Right.
So let me take this $1 million that just happened to be sitting there and set it in a movie. So it may take a year for it to come back, but it's still sitting in the bank doing the same thing.
Right.
Unless you put it into some type of IRA or some type of mutual fund or some type of asset that allow it to appreciate and kick back a dividend.
Okay.
Other than that, it just sits there. Now, most people, especially bankers, if you're in that tax bracket, they won't allow you to. They'll try and coach you along the way. So, say I got $100,000 in a fund, a mutual fund, for example. Every year I might be able to pull $5,000 to $10,000 out of it, and don't affect the $100,000 because it appreciates.
Okay.
All the banks do is loan your money out. All they do is they just wish wash it, all through Wall Street, all through the overseas and stocks, and all they do is flip flop.
Okay.
And they say, okay, so you allow us to do that with your $100,000? Yeah. So at the end of the year, you can pull 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you signed up for. Every year.
Okay.
You can pull it out of there. You know what I mean? So then it's important to create a trust. Because if you create a trust, you put everything else under the trust, just like an LLC.
Right.
So in the trust, you're able to protect and hide, or protect rather, because the trust is hidden just like a corporation. But your house is safe, your cars are safe, your property, your money is safe, your bank account is safe. And somebody want to sue you or scam you, they don't know who owned the trust. So if you died and your survivors wanted to, they say, oh, you're gonna owe us for taxes. I don't owe you anything, because the trust is not David, it's not Lucky, it's a trust.
Right, it's a trust.
You can't get nothing out of the trust. You know what I mean? So that financial literacy is so important, especially as black people, because a lot of that stuff we're not taught.
Right, that's definitely
As you
true.
grow up in your tax bracket, people start influencing you and teaching you things, and then you got to pick up what they're putting down.
Right.
So that you can, it's not how much money you make, it's how much you can keep. Because the IRS will take it from you.
True.
You know? So I have a foundation, Lucky Johnson Foundation, right? So when I get paid from Hollywood, they pay my foundation. It's called a loan out. So my foundation pays Lucky. You know what I mean?
I hope y'all jotting this down, man. Take y'all some notes, man.
A lot of that stuff people don't realize, like you get your LLC, you get your EIN, and you lease your vehicle or purchase your whatever, but do it under your company. Then your company builds credit.
Right.
You go to the bank, you say, hey, I want to get a construction loan on this business account I have that you see revenue coming in. You know, because if revenue is going in Lucky Johnson LLC and he paid Lucky, which is it's two different things.
Right.
LLC is an entity.
Lucky is a person.
Lucky is a person.
Exactly.
You know? And the foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit.
Okay.
Just like a church or a hospital or a school. So you pay them so that way they can help the community. All those things, the church help the community, the school help the community, the education system, the hospital, all that's for community. You see, but they're all nonprofit. Every last one of them. They're nonprofit, they're not for profit.
Wow. So yeah, that was a definitely interesting thing, and I mean, I guess that's definitely similar to real estate and capital gains. You know what I'm saying, and all the other things that go with that, man. So, what strategies do you employ in both industries?
To be consistent, to be disciplined, to stand on business, take care of business, don't fiddle around, get it done, and don't let it be lackadaisical. You know what I mean? A person can tell if you are serious about a thing, or if you're playing about a thing, or if you're stunting.
Right.
Because they're like, nah, you're not serious. You're not really taking it serious.
That's true.
So when I embark on something, and it doesn't matter what it is, I go all the way in, go all the way out, and I go all the way to the end. And then if it doesn't matter if it's slow or swift, as long as I complete it, whatever the completion is to me, and if I do a house and I got to put the door up, I make sure the trim is around the door. If I don't put the trim around the door, it's not complete.
Right, it's incomplete.
The trim, put the caulk, make sure it's pretty, and okay, you're done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I put those disciplines in the same perspective. Even in life with my kids or my grandkids or my family, I do the same thing. If I say I'm going to donuts with dad,
I'm going to donuts with dad.
And so I try and be a man of my word and hold my ground.
Right. So what endeavors are you excited about that you have coming up in the future?
Well, definitely the Tyler Perry documentary. That was a dream come true. I went to school because of him. I graduated, not graduated, but went to acting classes, got my degree in theater and film, doing plays. That's a dream come true. I'm working at the Tyler studio now on All the Queen's Men.
Okay.
That was a dream come true because I'm working with all these famous people, but I wanted to work with my cousin. And I knew eventually I would. It's just a timing.
Right.
Everything for me is dealing with God's timing. So it's not man timing, because let's say I asked for God to do something when I was 20. God may not have given it to me till I was 40. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So our time is not God's time. So we might pray for something now and may not get it for 10, 15 years later. Or we might get it next year. You just don't know.
Just never know.
God's timing is not our timing. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I would endeavor and I would advise people to. Always be consistent.
Okay.
Always be honorable. you know, stand on your word if you can, be loyal, you know, be honest if you can, as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't be scammy or bullshit. You know what I mean? And be disciplined, man. And stay the course.
Right.
You know, stay the course.
Stay the course, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. And y'all, this was a very exclusive thing for me, you know what I'm saying, to be sitting here with Lucky Johnson, and he man got a lot of accomplishments, you know, in the past year. I mean, just dropped a new movie, got a documentary, you know, doing a lot of real estate, a lot of stuff for the kids, you know, so you know that we gotta get that brother his flowers, man. So Lucky, man, anything else you want to tell the people, you know, how they can get in contact with you, how they can follow you on your Instagram, Facebook?
And follow me at Lucky_Johnson on Instagram, also on Twitter and Facebook, and Lucky Johnson. And my website is luckyjohnsonstudio.com.
Okay.
Click the subscribe button and follow along with all the stuff we got coming up. That way you can be a part of it and you get the notification.
Okay.
Just know one thing, it's up from here.
It's up from here, man. It's up from here, baby. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in, man. You know who it is. It's your boy David El Patron, man. And you know how it go. You gotta speak the hustle, see the hustle, hear the hustle. Peace.